Hello and welcome to Nyam Nyam. Who wants to make a super easy dessert? Brownie parfait. Wow, looks awesome. Start with 500 grams of brownie mix, add in 3 eggs, 100 milliliters of milk and 150 grams of melted butter. Whisk them together. Perfect. Ready to pour into a baking tin. Give it a tap to remove any air bubbles and bake for 30 minutes at 150 degrees. Once your brownies are ready, you can chop them up, then place them in the bottom of a glass bowl. Cover in some whipped cream. Granola for a crunch. Some fresh raspberries. Then just layer it up. More brownies. More whipped cream. More raspberries. Extra brownies. A final layer of whipped cream and drizzle on some chocolate sauce. Now let's decorate it with 3 raspberries in the middle and a little bit of granola. And there you have it! Amazing! Brownie parfait. So quick to make and so delicious. Tiramisu crepe pouch. First, whisk together 4 eggs and 100 grams of sugar in a mixing bowl. Add 10 grams of coffee powder to that. Give it a little whisk. 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract, half a teaspoon of salt and 500 milliliters of milk. You can use whole milk or even skimmed if you want to be a little bit more healthy. Now we're going to sift in 160 grams of cake flour. Taking care to avoid any lumps. You can always leave out the very last part if it does get a little bit lumpy. Mix that all together. Add 30 grams of melted butter. And there we have our crepe mixture. Cover in cling film and refrigerate for 1 hour. And now our crepe mixture is ready to pour into the frying pan. You can cook several of these. Now add 300 grams of mascarpone cheese and 200 grams of sugar to another mixing bowl and whisk together. Add 400 grams of whipping cream to that and mix that with a spatula. Now we have our mascarpone filling, we just give it a whisk, thicken it up. That goes into a food piping bag. Yummy! That's the fun part. Now we get some chocolate cake. You can make it earlier or buy it pre-made from the store. You're going to cut out 4 small circle shapes with a cookie cutter. Put the rest of the cake aside. Now our crepe is ready and we're going to cut out a large circle with this just to neaten the edges. We like it nice and even. Now if you place your small cookie cutter in the centre, we're going to just start snipping away to make slices around the edge, kind of like a pizza. Now that's ready to go into our muffin tray. We're going to open it out like a flower. Now we can put our filling inside. Add some mascarpone mousse with your food piping bag. Put your layer of chocolate cake on there. Some coffee and more mascarpone mousse. Now we're going to stick down the sides of the crepe onto the mascarpone until it's all nicely sealed. Now those are going to be covered, go in the freezer for 1 hour. And when it's ready, it will look something like this. Adding a little more mascarpone mousse on top for presentation purposes. And if you want to make it look even more official, you can sprinkle some cocoa powder on top. You can even try using fruits if you're feeling summery. Maybe some pouring cream. That is where Italy meets France. Delicious. These look super fancy, but in fact they're very easy. All you need is some melted chocolate to dip a mini pretzel in. Yes, a mini pretzel. We're going to let that set and use it later. So we're going to pour some of this melted chocolate into a plastic cup. Maybe some of you have these lying around in your kitchen cupboards. So we're just going to gently turn the cup around to coat the entire inside with the melted chocolate. A slightly careful operation here, so take your time. Now once that's done, we pour away the excess chocolate back into the bowl. We can use that later. We're going to just swipe over the rim of the cup to make sure we get rid of any excess chocolate there and stick it in the freezer to chill for an hour. Now we have our chocolate cup. There you go. That was super easy, wasn't it? So that chocolate pretzel we made earlier is going to be the handle of our chocolate cup. Now we get some hot water and some coffee powder and mix it up. And then we're going to start dipping some ladies' fingers. That's right. I'm sure a lot of you have those around in your cupboards too. Those are going to go in the bottom of our chocolate cup, layered with mascarpone. We've put that in a piping bag to make it easy to fill our cup. So we're going to just keep layering the ladies' fingers, which have been dipped in that coffee mixture, and our mascarpone filling is going to be the final filling to fill our cup all the way to the top. And now it's time for a finishing touch. So why not sprinkle some cocoa powder on the top? You could do just a dash, or you could go crazy, whatever takes your fancy. You can be really creative with these cups. You can experiment with different toppings and different fillings, whatever your taste buds are needing. There we have it. Delicious. So let's try a similar recipe now using dark chocolate. Again, dipping our mini pretzel, let that set. And we're going to fill our plastic cup with the melted dark chocolate. A very careful operation, once again moving it around. Now, if you want to be really clever, you could mix all three types of chocolate together and form a marble effect. So you would end up with a marble mug, a marble chocolate mug. That's if you can't decide which one to have. So once that's chilled, we're going to stick on our pretzel handle by using a bit of melted dark chocolate there. Time for the filling. Hot water, chocolate sauce. Mix it together. And yes, we're going to dip our ladies' fingers. That will go in first. Now we're going to layer it. With coffee mousse. Now, mousse, you can pre-buy it from the shop, but it's actually super easy to make. You just need a few basic ingredients that you generally have lying around, like whipped cream, eggs, sugar, some gelatin, and of course, in this case, some coffee. So we're going to put some caramel sauce on the top of that, a bit of sweetness with the bitterness of the coffee, and some coffee beans for our final touch. Look at that. It's like a mocha cappuccino in a chocolate cup. What's not to love? Right, time for some white chocolate. For those of you with a super sweet tooth, let's use melted white chocolate this time. Again, we're going to mould it into our plastic cup. So it does take a little bit of patience to do things like this. But really, with delicate handling and a little bit of patience, it is very easy. Who would have thought? So our handle goes on, and now we're going to do the filling. The third and final filling is matcha green tea with a dash of milk. Mix that together, and yes, we're going to dunk our ladies' fingers. Ladies' fingers are the saviour of the day for these recipes. So those go in first, as usual. This time, we're going to layer it with vanilla-flavoured mousse. Again, you can make it yourself quite easily, or buy it pre-made from the store. You can experiment. You can use cream. You can use different flavours. You can use fruit. Let's put a little bit of fruit on this. How about a raspberry? That rich redness against the creamy white cup. Absolutely gorgeous. So which one would you like? Chocolate, coffee, or matcha? Cheers! This one's my favourite, millionaire bars. Let's start with the shortbread. Blend together 226 grams of unsalted butter and 100 grams of sugar. Then add 1 egg yolk and 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract. Next, fold in 340 grams of all-purpose flour. Now spread the mixture out in a lined baking tin, making sure it's all perfectly even. We're going to bake this at 150 degrees for 22 minutes. Meanwhile, let's make the caramel. Heat up 113 grams of unsalted butter with 210 grams of brown sugar. Mix until the butter has melted, and then we're going to mix in 1/8 teaspoon of salt, 300 grams of sweetened condensed milk, and 60 milliliters of corn syrup. Give it a good whisk, remove from the heat, and then pour your caramel mixture over the shortbread. Yum! Just refrigerate that for 15 minutes, and meanwhile let's make the chocolate ganache. You need 250 grams of dark chocolate and 80 milliliters of hot, heavy cream. Give it a mix till all the chocolate has melted, and then pour your chocolate ganache on top of the caramel. Sprinkle on some rock salt and refrigerate for 10 minutes. And it's ready to slice. And serve. Enjoy!